G'day crew, Ross here, and I'm out in the garden with a kookaburra. Oh, there you go, it's easy for him to say. Now, a few weeks ago, I planted out my large raised garden bed here with brassicas. I've got some beetroot, I've got some cauliflower, they're not brassicas, I've got some spinach, etc. And you can see here that I've got these cauliflowers coming up, and they're actually coming up in thick clumps. And I've got to do something that I really don't like doing. I've got to thin them out, because if I don't thin them out, they're just going to compete for all of their resources. Now these little fellas here have to be about 30 to 40 centimetres apart, and I've got heaps of them growing, so I'm going to have to take most of these out of the ground, which I hate, but what I'm going to do is replant most of them. So let's take a closer look. Now we can see here that I planted in 2 rows, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. I planted them reasonably deep, and they've come up and they're nicely supported, and that one there's fine, the one there's fine, but they're just too close together. Now that's fine, because you're better off planting too many because they don't all germinate. The issue I've got now is there are way too many. I really should only have about 3 across here and possibly 2 or even 3 on the other side. So the way I'm going to do that is we're just going to dig them all up, and they are all actually of pretty good quality. Some a bit smaller than others, but they're all growing quite strongly. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just literally going to take all of those out. There we go, that is not a broccoli. Sorry, a cauliflower. I've got one there, one there. We'll take that one out, we'll take that one out, and we'll take that one out. And we're going to take most of these out. Well, this feels terrible to me, it's like I'm killing them. But the reality is if I don't do this, what I'm going to do is end up with a really, really poor crop of stunted cauliflower because they've been competing for resources. Also, because they're so close together, you're going to get bugs in there, you're not going to get enough sun in there, and they're competing for nutrients. So all in all, I'm much better off being cruel to be kind. So I've got 1, 2, 3. I've also got 1 along here as well, and 1 along there. So I've actually got 5. That's okay, as they get bigger, I may even thin them out even more. Now what I'm going to do with these, because I've got these beautiful seedlings, I'm not going to waste them. This is why we have pots and other garden beds. Now here's a perfect example. This bed here has strawberries in it. And the kookaburra's going off again. And these strawberries, he's flying off, didn't do so well over summer, and few of them have died off. But the material in here is very rich, it's very organic. I think that kookaburra has a few opinions. And what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to plant them. They're about 40 centimetres apart, which I think will be okay. I will thin them out more if I need to, and I'm going to put them in between the other plants. So the strawberries will grow low, and these cauliflowers will grow high. And that's entirely fine, because you can put a lot of plants in one small area as long as they're doing different things. There we go, and you'll notice this bed has quite a lot of really dark material. That's a lot of compost has gone in, and also I've got biochar. I'm doing this in a microphone, and you can hear that charcoal snaps. So the cellular structure of it is quite intact because it's been cooked rather than burnt. And the great thing about biochar is it holds a lot of micronutrients, and it also absorbs water and acts like a natural water crystal. So I'm just going to continue to spread these around this garden bed, and with any luck I'll have another 8, 9 or even 10 cauliflower that can sit in between these other plants and won't necessarily compete because they're all growing low and these cauliflowers are going to grow high. Do I have room for 1 more? Yes, I think I do. And these other ones are probably going to go into some of my pots. So there you go. So don't waste these. Do thin them out. Thin them out once they've hit a couple of inches high, and just make sure that when you thin out, you leave the healthiest looking one there. These are all healthy as well, they just weren't quite as big, and plant them somewhere else because waste not, want not. But make sure you're putting them somewhere they're getting plenty of sunlight. All right guys, that's your tip for today. It's about to rain, so I'm going inside. Get out and do this when you get a chance. Make sure you thin out your brassicas, and you're going to set them up for success. All right, thanks for your time. Till next time. Happy gardening. See ya.